Hello guys, this is Widow Plays What Ifs here, and I'm back at it again with episode 1. The other episode was the prologue, so this is obviously gonna be or the prologue or episode 0. So this is gonna be episode 1 of the series, like my other series. All my series is always gonna have a part 0. So yeah, I just want to tell y'all that. But yeah, this is my series, Creatures in the Night. And I don't know what the title of the episode is going to be, but yeah. Let's continue from where we left off. As Queen sees her father barge in, looking very panicked as he sees her. As she sees her father, this is her father right here. This is her father. He looks pretty young, but he's in his 30s. About to be 40s, but that's just what he looks like. He is eons years old. He is millennia of years old. He has been around for millennia. As you understand why. As her father, or Silver, sees her, and he thinks, "Damn it, I'm too late." As Queen asks, "Oh, the dad, what do you mean?" As her dad sighs, as she moves to the living area, as he just plops on a chair in the living room, as he tells her to sit in front of him in the chair in front of him, as she does very nervously, as her father, Silver, says, "I was gonna tell you everything, but this just had to fucking happen. Oh, whatever, it's too late fucking now. You're already part of the supernatural world already, as I can see from your current state, though you were always part of the supernatural world." As Queen is very confused by her father's statement, and she says, "Father, Dad, what do you mean, supernatural world?" As Silver just sighs again, as he says, "I was going to tell you about our bloodline. I would tell you our bloodline first, and then we can talk about your predicament now." As Queen just nervously nods her head as she's fidgeting a little bit. As I would say around this time, Silver snaps his fingers as all the doors and the windows around the area are closed shut, as he put a spell around the area where no one can hear the conversation. As Queen jumps whenever she heard everything shut, as she sees everything happening, as she is very surprised and very confused, as she's about to ask a question, but Silver stops her. He has he puts his hand out for her to stop before she says anything, and he says, "Let me speak before you have before you say any of your questions. Dear daughter, as she nods as he says, okay, I'm gonna tell you our bloodline. We are angels of death. We are angels. We are supernatural beings from God that He made Himself to fight in His wars from long ago. As Queen is kind of confused as she asks, angels of death? Do you mean? He says, yes, it's exactly what you're thinking. We are a race of Grim Reapers, per se. We are God's assassins, if you will. We fight on in His wars against demons, but we do secretive work as well. We're mainly known for our how do I say, our assassinations, if you will. But we're mainly known for his we are known for a lot of things. We are known for his helping God in his battles, as we are very battle made. We are battle made for whenever the angels are on their last limb, God will bring us into the battles and we will win the wars for Him. As we are God's last line of defense, as He continuously says, we are His last line of defense in His I don't know how to. We fight God's wars and we do His bidding. We are God's loyal servants. As Silver sighs again, as he says, at least I was. As he sighs even deeper, and he lays back in the chair that he's in. As he just brings his head up, as he's just looking at the ceiling in the roof. He's just looking at his ceiling that he's just looking at, staring at it. As he says, though I sided with Lucifer, as I would say, Queen is very confused, as she is. Whenever her father spoke the word of Grim Reaper, she has been confused, but she has been going along with it, as she knows her father is in line, but still, it's hard for her to digest that her father is a Grim Reaper and she might be one too, but with her predicament, she doesn't think she will be anymore. But she'll let her father keep talking. As she just stares at her father, as his father is in his own head at the moment, as she snaps a few times, trying to get her father out of his own head. As she finally does, and he says, "Oh yeah, I sided with Lucifer whenever Lucifer was on his escapade to rule heaven. But as everyone knows from heaven in the demon world, even the human world somehow found out that that Lucifer lost in the war. But I had my reasons for siding with Lucifer, as I was Lucifer's butler. I was his parental figure. I took care of Lucifer as God ordered me to. And I guess I grew attached and I couldn't stop him from what he was thinking and doing. So instead of stopping him, I sided with him instead. As I still see Lucifer as my little brother. I still see him as my young master. As he decides very deeply this time again, as I would say Queen is kind of getting the gist of what her dad is saying as she asks, "You're cast down as well?" As Silver looks at her deeply, as he just nods as he says, "Because everyone that sided with Lucifer got casted down to hell, the deepest parts of hell, with Lucifer ruling it, getting his job from torturing souls." And yeah, as I was his right hand man and everything, I got casted down with Lucifer whenever everything happened and Lucifer lost. I was sent to hell for the longest time. God is very merciless, I would say. God just doesn't forgive, and he never forgets. As I have seen so many things down in hell, I just don't want to say. Though I'm a grim reaper and I've been to my share of battles, hell is something totally different. It is a whole new world, per se. I kill people. I kill demons. Though, before demons, I just fought and helped God with whatever he needed. Whoever he needed me to kill, I did. As he kept rambling on, but I think he stopped himself and he finally says, "Though Lucifer let me go, he found a way for demons to go to the human world, the human realm, as he deems fit. Only few of his right hand henchmen, or people that he trusts very dearly, are able to go to the human realm and live comfortably or do missions in the human realm." As Queen says, "You were one of those people." As Silver nods, as he says, "Though it was a hard change of pace for me to start living in the human world. I had to, how do I say, adapt to the human world, the human ways of life. I just had to get used to life in general. Human lives are so fickle. They are they can humans have so much promise. At the same time, their lifespan is so short. As I have been in the human road for so long and seen everything change, I think I have been in the human realm since I don't know, 1800s? I honestly don't know. As Queen is very surprised by that, the 1800s, that is quite a bit of time. Well, for her, that's a long time, the 1800s. She just doesn't know what to think. As she asks, is there any more of our kind that sided with, um, or your kind, or my kind? I don't know. As Silver says, our kind. You are still our kind, even with the predicament you are in. But I'll tell you that, a little bit, later, as I still need to tell my story. As Queen nods, as he says, though I've seen, humans give birth and die from old age. It is very beautiful. Just life itself. I find it very fascinating that humans have a certain amount of time to do what they need to do in their lifespan. And and they die. And I feel that's very precious, just life itself, even though it's very painful. And I told you how life is. It is just life is a beautiful thing, though very there's two life has two sides to it. The bad side and the good side. But I see life as very beautiful in itself. But I'll stop talking about life. Not that long ago, I met your mom. As I have adapted to humans, and I have how do I say, grew cold per se, as I have watched a lot of humans die by my side. So I grew distant, but your mother was like unlike any other. She got close to me without even me realizing it. But before I knew it, we had you. And once I saw you and her give birth to you, I knew you were my whole reason of living from now on. You are my main priority. I would give my life to you, my sweet baby girl. As he says that with a cool smile, a cool, crisp smile. As I would say, Queen is very embarrassed by that statement. As Silver says, your mom's dying wish was for me to always take care of you and love you unconditionally. And I do have to say, I was going to do that even before she said so. But something else that she said on your 18th birthday, or whenever you needed to know, which is now. She wanted me to tell you our family history, or at least my history. I'm not going to tell you our whole family's history because that would be too long. I feel like that would take eons to freaking tell our whole story. I'm just telling you my story, a short version of my story, so you can get the gist of it. As Queen nods, as though as you grow up, I would tell you very slowly about all of our history and everything, as you are immortal now. As Queen is just still very foreign to that concept, but she's getting used to the word immortal or forever. She's getting used to those two words. She's starting to get used to it. As she's asking, so she asks, so you're a Grim Reaper and I am a Grim Reaper too? As I would say Silver tilts his head a little bit as he thinks, now I honestly don't know. You were, before you turned into a vampire, you were half Reaper. You were a half Reaper. You were half human and half Grim Reaper. You were a mix. But now I honestly don't know. You might be an entire new being. As he still sees that Queen is dirty, but he doesn't mind it, as he needs to tell her this now and ASAP. As he says, I'm going to take care of you, baby girl. I'm going to show you how to live your new life and show you your new powers, though it might take a long time for you to get used to it. And get used to this new lifestyle. I just need to show you the way. So yeah, I need to train you on your great powers. As Queen asks, what are they then? As I would say Silver says, 20 minutes, I'm doing good right now. My time. As Silver says, you have super agility, super strength. You have multiple abilities, I would say. You can shapeshift into a few forms. I would say you can shapeshift into your normal human form after some practice. Or it could either come to practice or instinct. You might be able to transform into your, I would say, Grim Reaper form. As Queen is surprised as she asks, Grim Reaper form? As Silver says, yes, your Grim Reaper form. I have two forms for you, cause you, I would say, are a hybrid right now of vampire, human, and, well, not human anymore. You are a hybrid of vampire and Reaper. You're a mix of a Reaper and vampire right now. As by my hypothesis right now, whenever you drink blood, and I'm just saying this on a hunch, you can suck souls at the same time while gaining strength. You're sucking their souls into yourself while you're sucking their blood. As you get stronger by whenever you suck their souls at the same time drinking their blood. So it's a mixture. Whenever you drink their blood, you're drinking you're sucking the souls at the same time. As I would say Silver asked, whenever you got your first human, or whoever turned you, though I'm gonna totally kill that person, the person that turned you, but whenever they gave you a human, did the human turn into a shell of themselves, or did they turn skeletal pretty much? As I would say Queen nods as he says my hypothesis is correct then. While you're sucking the blood of a human, you're sucking their soul at the same time. Huh, that's quite interesting. I wonder what you get out of sucking the soul. You might gain more power, or just strength alone and agility. As I'm quite interested in that, but besides that, I wonder what your Reaper powers or your Reaper form would look like. As right now he's playing with chess pieces, as between Queen and her father is a chessboard and a table. There's a table and a chessboard between them, as they always play chess. They love playing against each other, as they are very competitive while playing chess. As it's a thing that Silver got Queen invested in very early and got her hooked on. As they always like playing the games of chess, just them two alone. That's their bonding time, I would say. They bond a lot over chess. As they talk a lot about what they do in their lives and all that. And they talk about more about themselves and just bond, doing fatherly and daughterly bond while they're playing chess. But let's get on to now the current time, as he's just playing with two chess pieces, as he's just moving it with his hand. As he just says, I wonder what your vampire power is. As and your Grim Reaper power is. As I would say Queen is confused, as she asks, what do you mean, father? As Silver says, every Reaper has a different power, has their own unique power. As some might have the power of fire, or some might have necromancy, though that is very dangerous power to have, but I saw someone have it, and he used it pretty well, and didn't get didn't go crazy over the power. As I don't even think he likes that power, but it helps him. But my power, I call my power, what's it called? Prophet. I call my power prophet, as I can see glimpses into the future. As earlier, I saw what happened to you. As that's why I ran, as whenever I was at work, I got a glimpse of what happened to you. As that's why I ran over here as fast as I could. As at first I went to the grave where you were, your mother's grave, and I saw the two dead bodies, and a few gravestones that are cracked or broke. One broke in half, and wow, one is just flew into a tree and is just stuck there now as he laughs, as he says, and a glass pane of the church is all shattered. As he turns to her and he asks, "Was that you, dear daughter?" As she nods, as she says, "I was very pissed at what that monster or vampire did to me, and I was very angry as those two gravestones. Well, I flew into a gravestone because of my speed, and I tripped over the other one. Oh no. I tripped over one. I fell into one, and I kicked one, and that was the one that I kicked was the one that flew into the tree, I suppose." As Silver just laughs a little bit as she says, "That's pretty funny. Oh, I can't wait till we get that vampire that did this to you. Though I gotta admit, what he did to you might make you even more powerful than any other being I've seen. Because I've never seen a mixture of a vampire or a mixture between a vampire and a angel of death, as in a Grim Reaper. I've never seen a mixture of this. You might be a very powerful being whenever you grow." As Queen is very surprised and very shocked, as I would say Silver says, "Might even be as powerful or even powerful as me." As Queen is even more shocked, even more powerful than someone that has been around for millennia, since the dawn of time, as she still cannot get the prospect of millennia and all of that, but she'll get used to it soon. Let me see. Oh, a new subscriber. Thank you, Camboy. Camberly. Is that how you're pronounced? Camberly. Yeah, Camberly 15. Thank you, and here's your shout out in this episode. And where was I at? Oh yeah. As she still cannot get she can't believe that she might be or get as powerful as her dad, as he has been around for millennia, as she thinks she'll have to wait so long in order to get as powerful as her father, as she thinks there has to be a cap to her father's power though, so she might be able to catch up during millennia or however long she can until she can catch up to her father. As she just is thinking, so what is your rebirth form, Dad? As her father smirks until he has a very evil smirk on his face, as he says, "You really want to see my true form, dear daughter?" As she says, "I'm quite intrigued, as I should say." As he gets in the as he stands from his chair and he gets in the middle of the room, as he says, "Might want to nah, she doesn't need to move." As he just says, "Just sit and watch the awesomeness happen." As he's pretty much making himself to be pretty awesome in front of his daughter, because he needs to he's putting an ego up for his daughter, as he wants her to think that he's awesome, as any father would. As he shows his true form, this is his Reaper form right here. As he transforms into this, and he summons his scythe, and he brings out his skeletal wings out. As he is appearing and showing his true self, the lights flicker and turn off. As right in front of her, right in front of Queen, is her father's true appearance and his Reaper form, as she is very shocked and she is at the same time very excited, as she says, "Oh my, wow, just wow, that she's stuttering right now, and she doesn't know what to say." As her father says in a deep tone, "Right, daughter? Isn't this form truly scary or pretty awesome?" As the cool kids would call it, or the kids nowadays will say, this form is pretty cool. Which one is it, scary, awesome, or cool? As I would say, Queen says, all of the above, father," as she laughs. As I would say, Silver is very proud of himself. Very proud of himself, boasting himself in front of his daughter, as he says, "Yes, there are a lot of different forms of what Reapers would look like. All Reapers have different looks and appearances from the other. This is mine." As she just nods as she's taking in the information. As she asks, "Do y'all all carry scythes though, like you?" As I would say, blah, blah, I can't think of words right now. As Silver actually says, not all Reapers carry scythes. Some carry weapons of their own choosing. As though most Reapers chooses a scythe, because it's just the main weapon of our species, pretty much. We are great with scythes. This is our main weapon. We are accustomed to scythes. We are built. This is just something that our species, or angels of death, as our species would be called, is just great at. We are great at wielding scythes or any type of weapon that you would choose. Though this is our main weapon of choice. Sorry for my rambling, daughter. As he says, as he transforms back into his human self. As Silver transforms back into his normal self, or his human self per se, the form that Queen has been accustomed to, She says, I really like your other form. Did you say that's your main form or your true form, father? As Silver nods as he says, I took this form out of necessity whenever I came to this world. I came to the human plane or human world per se. As I have gotten accustomed to it. I like this form. I like both of my forms. I am very prideful to both of my forms. As he smirks, as he says, because I'm very hot in this form. I'm the ladies' man, as he says. I'm very goofy, like. Well, very goofy and laid back, as he says. Not really caring. As Queen just laughs a lot. As she says, yes, you are. Every time you go to my school for a parent-teachers meeting, all the teachers and parents are just gawking at you. You pretty much steal the spotlight in most of the things that you do. Or everywhere you go to. Even in the freaking grocery store, people are stealing glances at you. As he nods as he says yes, as he laughs. It is sometimes a curse to be this handsome, as he laughs, as he says, okay, I'll get serious now. But yeah, I'm very prideful with both of my forms, as I'm going to start training you. You're going to take a month off of school, daughter, as I'm going to show you the basement. As she has a question of look, as she says basement. We don't have a basement in this base. As Silver says, yes we do, dear daughter. We have a basement in this house. No, I just never showed you or told you, as it was a secret until I told you of our supernatural or godlike bloodline. As she nods, but she asks her father, if we are angels of death, do we have angel blood in us though? As you say, you're a whole different species than angels, but you still your species name is still angels of death. As Silver says as he's walking towards the towards a shelf, as he pulls back a book, as the whole bookshelf transforms and transforms, I would say, and turns inward, as they can see a staircase leading down into the basement. As she is very shocked that she did not know that the basement's opening was right here. How could she have known? It was hidden in plain sight, but at the same time it was very well hidden. As he says, we do indeed have angel blood in us, though it's different from ordinary angels. Our blood is, I don't know how to describe us. Our blood is not metallic like, or it doesn't glow like it would with glow like the other angels. as their blood will glow bright gold. As he says, our blood is black. As she is surprised, as she says, our blood is black. As Silver nods, as he says, only when we're in our human forms. When we are in our main forms, we don't have blood. Our blood disappears. We are, how do I say? Well, of course we're immortal beings because we are the god of death. We are death incarnate. We are death itself. We are the embodiment of death. So we cannot die no matter what, daughter. Because most of us have a job to do, and that is to maintain death itself for the human realm. For most of the realms in this world, or the different planes in this world. As she asks, what do you mean, Father? As he says, we'll get into that on a later date. I'll tell you all the different planes of this world. Though I'll tell you the main planes right now. That is heaven, the human plane, and the demon plane. Those are the main three planes of I can't say it. Existences in this world. As she nods, as he says, there are a few others though not well known, but at least not well known from humans, but in the supernatural world and all the other planes, we all know the other planes very well. As he gives her a gesture to keep moving down to the basement. As he says, as they're just walking down the basement, I don't know what to go on from here. Let me pause. I will tell you the different species, though, dear daughter. There are demons, which come from humans or any other species that sinned. As she asked, I killed 2 people. Have I sinned? As I would say, Silver says, yes, dear daughter, you have already sinned. You have killed 2 humans. As he says, I'm very sorry, but you would be considered a demon by now, as you have the blood of a vampire. Vampires come from the blood of demons, from a spell that was created to turn a human into a vampire. Vampires are, I would say, demons, henchmen, as they are their, spawns, pretty much. They're just a different form of, a demon, pretty much. As she nods, so she says, I have half so that means I have half demon blood and half I have half demon blood and half angel blood at the same time. As he nods, as he says, yes, dear daughter, you have both. Though I don't know what that would create. You are something completely new. Something that even God has not foreseen, or even the devil himself has foreseen yet. No one has ever thought of a death or a grim reaper blah, forget what I just said, as no one would have ever thought of a half um vampire and a half god of death or angel of death per se, or even fucking Grim Reaper. We have so many fucking names. God damn. But just call us angels of death. That is what we're mainly known of. We even have a name of Shinagamis. Humans have another that name for us, Shinagamis. Yes, that's it. As it's very an odd name, but it has a little ring to it, whatever. But I like the old school name, the Angels of Death. As she nods, as she says, I like that better as well, dear father. As he nods as well, as they are finally at the bottom of the stairs, as I would say Silver snaps his fingers as the light turns on. The lights in the fucking fuck the I can't think of the fucking name, guys. As they are on the basement floor right now. As she is shocked at what she sees. She sees multiple, and she sees rows and rows of books on one half of the basement, while on the other half is a training area. A training area where she thinks that would be able to hold a supernatural being, as she sees scribbles and things everywhere. As he says, I had a witch help me with the basement here. So whenever I train, I don't destroy anything or even this house. Whenever you train in this area, you will not destroy anything, as you will feel like whenever you enter this place, it's an endless loop. It would feel endless until you turn the what's it called, the spell off. I can easily turn the spell on and off for you, dear daughter, as the witch has given me permission to have it, because she did do a favor for me, so of course she will give me the this spell for this room. The witch made a spell for me just for this room. I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to know what I'm going to do with witches yet in the story. So yeah, I'm going to skip on the whole spell thing. I'm not going to get into the whole background and lore of witches yet, because I don't even know myself what I'm going to put the lore as yeah. Let's get back in the story. As he says, yeah, as he finishes his statement on the spell, as she is very excited as she can use her powers, as she cannot wait till she kills that vampire that did this to her, while at the same time she's grateful for the vampire at this moment, because her father is already of a supernatural being. She thinks her life was destroyed. She thought her life was destroyed until her father came along and helped her out yet again, and told her that her life is not over. She saved her from her own thinking before she even knew it. as she didn't even know that her father was a supernatural being. As she's kind of getting mad at the moment, as she doesn't realize yet, but her emotions are heightened right now because of her vampire lineage now. She has vampire lineage now. She's kind of mad that her father um kept that secret from her, that she was a supernatural being and him himself was a supernatural being. As she has anger welling up inside her, as she punches him, as she breaks her hand, as she says, "Damn it! Ah, god damn it!" As she's wailing in pain a little bit, as she quickly heals, as she just feels her hand just healing at a rapid pace, as it heals, as she just looks at her father with anger in her eyes, as he says, "What did I do, daughter?" As he has his hands up, as she says, "You kept this whole thing a secret of you being a supernatural being, and me, myself, didn't know all my life until you told me now, because I am a supernatural being that you did not foresee, or I got turned into a supernatural being that you did not foresee from your power that you just did. And whenever you got the vision, your power might suck, Dad," as she's trying to tease him right now, but still a little angered. With it, I'm still telling him in an angry tone, your power of prophecy might suck, Father," as she's saying that he got the vision too late, as he brings his head down in shame as he says, "Yes, baby girl, I am in shame because of that." As he says, "I am very mad at myself that I did not foresee this happening, and I wish I could have saved you from the horrible thing that happened to you, dear daughter." As she says, "You better, Dad. I was frightened by that bastard, as he had me in tears. I was so frightened to my core from that monster, or vampire, as I know he's a vampire now. As at the time I did not even know that vampires were real, so I just thought of him as a monster." As she's just griping at her father right now, as he just brings his head down in shame. As she lets out a sigh, as she says, "I'm done." As she just hugs her father, as he hugs her back, as they're not saying anything to each other at the moment, until they let go of each other. And he says, "For the next time that you meet this vampire, you're gonna be trained from me, from a very old being. That little vampire won't even know what hit him." As she is very excited, as she asks, "Do you think the vampire's older than you?" As Silver laughs, he has a wholehearted laugh, as he's holding his gut. He's holding his freaking stomach right now, as he's on his knees, as he is laughing hardcore, as he as his laughing stops steadily, as he says, "No puny vampire is as old as me. Vampires were not created before us, angels of death. Shit, they were not even created before demons were created." As they were created after a few eons after demons were made. as she nods, as most of the supernatural beings on this plane is of demon territory, pretty much. Vampires, werewolves, um um shapeshifters, Fae, though Fae has demon and angel blood in them. But we're gonna skip that, as we're gonna as there's even elves, but I don't know about that. Fae and elves, they get along, as they're very similar to each other, as elves have angel blood in them. As she nods, as she's taking the information, as he says there are even werewolves, and they have demon blood in them, as they are shapeshifters, kind of like the other shapeshifters that I told you about, but they are more, how do I say, monster-like, more evil. Those beings are pure evil, I would say. Well, werewolves, they have emotions, as they will side with whoever would help them, and yeah, they have as he says, even some humans, the chosen humans, have angel blood in them, as they protect the order of the supernatural world, as we call them hunters. I'm not gonna name these humans shadow hunters, because that will pretty much be exactly like the novels and show that I watched up on and read. I don't want to rip them off, but I feel so inspired, so I just have to put the hunters in the my story, as I love the Mortal Instruments so much. If y'all haven't read the books of the Immortal Instruments, or watched the series on Freeform, highly recommend that to y'all. I love that series so much. But yeah, as I'm gonna go and continue on with my story, guys. As I would say, he says there are some special humans that we call hunters, that protect the supernatural order, I would say, in the human plane, as there are a lot of supernatural beings in this playing field in the world. As she nods, as she's taking the information, as so she just says they're called hunters. As he nods, as he says, though they are humans and they may look weak, though they have protected the supernatural order for eons, and they have been secretive for so long. Though they might just be humans with angel blood in them, they are a force to be reckoned with. If you give humans angel blood, they will get a power of they would be getting a power, as they have runes that they can put on their bodies that protect them from supernatural beings and give them power. More power than any normal human would even dream to have, as they have so many of these runes on their bodies, as they use that to protect the law and protect the order, as he says in a firm tone. As she nods again, as he says, though that's not my expertise though. I'm more on the I would say I haven't been paying attention to the laws or anything like that. As he says, now that I mention it, that vampire should not have turned you without consent or without anyone knowing. He must be a criminal from the law. He must have been already a criminal to begin with, if he's just turning or killing innocent humans. As she's just digesting everything that's been given to her. As he says, okay, dear daughter, now that I'm giving you a lot of information, more than you can probably even handle at this moment, though I will give you time to digest it and go to your room while pondering on everything. Go to your room, or you can stay here with me as I'm gonna train. You can watch me train. As she thinks to herself, as she says, I'll watch you train, father. As he nods as she's watching him train in his human form, not in his other form. As time passes and he's done training, and he says, I'm gonna fix us up dinner. I bet you're starving. As she actually says yes, as he thinks, as he walks up the first step, and he says, God damn, I forgot, you're a vampire now. As she says, as she her head goes down to her feet, as he says, you've already killed 2 humans, and I'm already cast out from hell. As he says, I would do anything for my daughter. As he's just thinking all of this, as he says, what's the point in rules and order when you're already cast in hell from heaven, cast out of hell and put into heaven with the devil himself, as I am the devil's right-hand man, as I still keep in touch with my young master, Lucifer, as he has an accent right now, as he has been keeping his accent for a long time, as he stops himself from his accent. He stops his accent before he even began, as he says, I need to stop that from coming out. I won't use that accent for a while, as it brings back too many memories, as he says in an American tone. As he tells I would say he tells Queen, baby girl, go to the dinner table. As she says, okay, what are you going to fix for dinner? As she says, though, even if I'm still a vampire, can I still eat human food? As um Silver says no. Know that you're vampire. Human food is detriment to you. If you try to eat human food, you will feel so much pain as you would throw it up right away. As you would you don't have human taste anymore, dear daughter. You have taste like a vampire would. You only you only you vampires only love the taste of blood and only like drinking blood. As she sighs, as she says, "Okay, father." As she says in a down tone, as she says, "I'll never be able to eat human food again. I'll miss your omelets and pancakes." As she's just thinking on all the food that she could have had all her life, that's just gone now. Her dream of having good gourmet food whenever she goes to restaurants is gone. As she's just walking up the stairs, I'm going to sit on the table. As he says, "I'll be right back, daughter." As he teleports. As before she even knows it, he teleports back with a human. As he says, "Daughter, now that you're a vampire, do you see her as human anymore? Do you see her as the same level as you?" As he's asking her this question. As she hasn't thought of this, as she's looking at the human. As for some reason, she's feeling disgust and hatred for this human, but she doesn't know why. As she says, "I don't know why, but I feel nothing for this human. I feel disgust and I feel above this human. They are trash to me, or at least this human is trash to me. She is below my feet, as she is nothing but a blood bag, waiting for me to drink dry." As she's just saying all this, and Silver just nods and he says, "My hypothesis is correct. You have an ideals of a vampire." As the human is knocked out, as he is cutting the human's wrist, as he's draining the human in bags, drain the human's blood into bags. As he's just continuing this until most of her blood is gone. As all this time Queen is just watching the blood just drip from this human, as she's just saliva is running down of her mouth, as she just holding the table, as she is crunching the side of the table, as she broke the table that she was holding onto, as she as whenever she heard the crunch, as she looked at her hand, just holding a piece of wood that's torn apart from the table. As she laughs a little bit, as she just sits in her table and she just looking at the ceiling, just as she puts her hands down, as she just thinks, could I get used to this then? As Silver says, "You can have the rest of the blood of this human that's already in her. You can kill her. I don't really care. As she asked, should I really kill someone? Even though I don't see them as, I see them as below me. Should I really kill them? As he says, there's no point in being pretending you're not who you are. There's no point in pretending you're a vampire now. You will see humans as below you. You will see many species as below you. You have the arrogance of a vampire and the arrogance of a angel of death combined. So you have an ego. You have quite the ego. As he smirks. As she smirks as well. As he says, I've already had an ego even whenever I was human. As he says, as he laughs a little bit. As he says, so I'm gonna have even more of an ego. As he nods. As he says, you might have gotten that ego from me, but you're gotten even more of an ego boost now that you're part vampire. As he laughs. As he throws the human to her. As she catches the human in midair. As she holds the human. She's face to face with the human as she cocks the human's head back. As her fangs detach. As she um bites into the human's neck. As she is in ecstasy. Though she might not be able to eat human food, she does like the taste of blood. She is very much in love with blood. She loves the taste of blood. Though the men that she tasted before in this girl that she's having now, as they all taste different. She's thinking it's probably the different blood types though. I don't care. Blood's blood at the moment. As she is just sucking this human. As when she's done with the human and she just lets the human go as the human is still on the ground. As she's nothing more than a husk now. As Silver looks at the dead body. As he says, I almost forgot that you don't just drink blood whenever you drink their blood. You're sucking their soul out at the same time. As he laughs. That's quite the predicament. Or is it? As he ponders this. Is that really the predicament? That might be a lifesaver though, for her. Who knows? That might be her Achilles heel, or that might be her greatest strength. Only time will tell, as he thinks this. As he's just thinking, she's gonna be very powerful one day. I can't wait to see her grow. As he has an evil grin on his face. As he has been in hell for eons, so he is pretty a bad man. He is not good whatsoever. He was never good to begin with, to be honest. Ever since he went to his first war in heaven, he never saw himself as a saint, as he has killed many beings. He has so many beings fall from his own scythe in his own hands, as he has reaped many souls for himself. And yeah. As I would say, yeah, as he just looks at the body right now as he thinks, ah, I gotta clean this up. But he picks the body up and he looks at the floor and he thinks, not a speck of blood is on the floor. As he says, "You clean well. You took every last drop of her dry." As he smirks. As he says, pretty interesting. As she nods, "You can't waste good blood," as she says. As she's already starting to get her mentality of a vampire, as she's not denying it now, cause her father said. She as she is following her father's orders, as she's not denying her true self right now. As she says, "That human is nothing but trash on the floor. Ugh, can't wait to get that disgusting thing out of here." As he laughs as he says, "All right, my queen." As he bows sarcastically, as she laughs. As she does say, "I do act like a queen, don't I now?" As he says, "Yes, you do. You act like a queen now." As he destroys the body with his powers of should I give him powers of decay? No, no, no. I'm gonna I'm just gonna say he teleported and threw the body in the river. And he teleported back without anyone seeing or suspecting. As he did it pretty fast. So no one could even suspect him even if they could. They couldn't see him. As I would say he comes back and he says, "Are you satisfied with the bit of blood that you drank from the woman?" As she says, "No." As she says, "You saw what happened, didn't you? You already said that you saw what happened, so you should know already what type of vampire I am." As the vampire said it out loud, you should have saw it in the vision. As she's pretty smart, so she said it pretty plainly and pretty upfront. So you should have saw in your vision as if you saw everything that happened, dear father. As he sighs and says yes. Though I just wanted to ask, dear daughter. But as he gets another human, I'm gonna stop it right here. Yeah, I'm gonna stop it here, guys. I hope y'all like this hour long and 20-minute episode of the series, because I'm really enjoying this series a lot, guys. And hope y'all will enjoy this episode 2. Hope you like, subscribe, and tell me how you feel, or tell me your opinions of what tell me your ideas of what you think is going to happen in the comments, and tell me your just tell me your ideas, things that you can suggest that I can put in the series, more supernatural beings, or just anything in the series. Just tell me what you want, and I might put it in the series. But yeah, hope you like, subscribe, and tell me how you feel in the comment section. And yeah, hope I get hope y'all like this. Okay, I'm gonna stop saying that. Hope you like this. I'm gonna say I'm just mumbling right now. I'm sorry, guys, but yeah. Um, I'm drawing a complete blank. So, peace out, guys. Hope you have a good night or day, wherever your time zone is, and whenever you're watching this. Peace out.